Hello YouTube, this is J Coder back with another stream, and today I wanted to go over bottom navigation, specifically using Material 3 and Jetpack Compose, because I personally haven't really been finding that many good examples out there on bottom navigation with Compose and Material 3, and so today I found a pretty good code that this YouTuber called Phillip Lackner made, and I went ahead and looked at his code. And so if you can see this emulator on the screen right now, it has the navigation components that you can click on, and that's great. It's a good starting point. Well, a very good starting point. I just want to take it a little bit further where we will be able to hook composables to these buttons so that each button that you press down here will known YouTuber in the Android development community on YouTube. So he makes good tutorials. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and add some things to this code. So mainly, I want to add some placeholder composables to this code so that we can have a good base and a good example to show how you would, enter composables into these buttons. Alright, so great. Let me go ahead and let me set the screen here just really quick to get this ready here. So I want to go ahead and do my window, and I want to go ahead and do it with the M3 application. Alright, so this is the code that I downloaded from the Phillip Lackner GitHub. And so, alright, so we have the main activity here. And inside this main activity, we have the code here for the buttons. And what I want to do is for this that's in the set content, I want to go ahead and put that into its own function. And so let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and make a new well, it's going to be a new file pretty much. And it's going to be bottom nav. Yeah, I'll have it like that. So this is going to be bottom nav. I'm gonna go ahead and say name this method bottom nav. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this. And so I'm going to go ahead and take the code that's in here, and then I'm going to transfer it over. So I'm going to highlight here. Let me see. Can you all still see the? Okay, great. All right. So yeah, I made a file called bottom nav.kt, and I'm gonna go ahead and take this code that's inside the M3 bottom navigation theme. We're going to go ahead and highlight it. Let's see, where is the bottom of this? Okay, the bottom of that is right there. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of this. And then to where the theme is. Actually, let me see. I want to also highlight this part as well. I'm going to go ahead and cut that. Then I'm going to do a little bit of surgery here and copy it to its own function here. All right, and so great. The different dependencies copied over here. And then I want to make a home. So let's go ahead and make a new composable. Or actually, let me go ahead and let me first, take this guy and put it back inside our main. And then we have this guy back inside our main. And then let's go ahead and run this just to see how it goes so far. Okay, so just gotta, oh yeah, this has to be a composable. So we're gonna go ahead and annotate this as composable. So this is gonna be our bottom nav composable. And then let's go ahead and run it. All right, so okay, let's see here. So okay, so unresolved reference composable. So basically, we probably need the import for the composable. Let me sync this stuff really quick. All right, and then let me see if I can hover over this guy. Okay, well, let me go ahead and go to our main here. And then I want to check out this. And, oops, actually, compose. Composable. So let me go ahead and take this guy and see if we have this guy over here. Okay, we don't have that guy over here. So let me go ahead and paste that guy right there so that it can read that. Let's see if that worked. Okay, now what else is there? It's talking about this. Okay, the get value. Okay, so I recognize that. So we need the get value import over here as well. So the compose runtime get value for that one. So we're going to go ahead and paste this guy there. First, I'm gonna check if it was already there or not. Okay, it was not already there. And also, I'm pretty sure it's gonna want the set value as well. Okay, so the set value. All right, let me go ahead and check it out now. All right, what is it saying now? This material API is experimental and is likely to change or to be removed in the future. Okay, so we need for this particular code to work, we need this thing right here inside here. Let's see. So inside here, we're gonna go ahead and put that right there so that it can go ahead and authorize us to use the material 3. And then let's go ahead and run it. All right. Resolve reference. Okay, and this is inside the main. Resolve reference bundle. Call.package. All right, let me go ahead and sync this guy. And let's go ahead and play. Okay. Compact. So let's say I resolve reference bundle. Let me see something real quick. Oh, I accidentally deleted it. All right, let's try that now. Okay, and let me go ahead and show you guys the. So basically, it's still working exactly the same after we did a little bit of surgery and transferred that code into its own function and called it in main. And so, all right, I wanted to do that setup so it can be a little bit easier for us to add our code that we're going to add. Now, what we want to add is a navigation host, and the navigation host will be able to host our composables that we want to call when these buttons are pressed. So, all right, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to our code here. And then, all right. So basically, we have a home, a email, and a settings. So I'm going to go ahead and make a separate file for those containing our composables. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new file called home. It's going to be our screen. We're going to make a new one called a new. So right now I'm right clicking on the actually, you know what? I want to have this home out here. So Lackner. So where'd that guy go? So basically, I'm going to right click on the bottom, the package right here. I'm right clicking and then going to new and then going to new Kotlin class / file, and I'm going to name that home right there, and then I'm going to go to new Kotlin class / file, and then name this settings, and then we're going to go to new Kotlin class / file, and this one will be email. So basically, these are going to be our actual composables. So this one is our email. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. Then it's going to be a composable. And then this guy, text, and then the text is going to equal email. And so this is a very simple composable. So we're going to have this, placeholder text inside this composable called email. Then we're going to do the same things for the other ones, basically. So this one's going to be the home. Then inside this home, we're going to say, actually, I'm going to add this hello home. And then on this one, I'm going to add hello email. And this, and then this is going to be called the home. Actually, let's call these screens. That's the home screen, email screen, and lastly, the settings screen. So let me go ahead and add this to it. Then inside the settings, we're just gonna pretty much change this to the settings screen. And this is gonna say hello settings. All right. So yeah, what I did was I added 3 composables here: email, home, and settings. And these are the ones that I'm going to be adding to our navigation host. And now, since I added these composables, just gonna check if it runs all right so far, just so that the compiler can be happy, and that we then, after this, if everything is okay, we're gonna go ahead and make our navigation host. All right, so it's complaining about the composable. For some reason in this preview build, it's not doing a very good job with automatically importing the things. But anyway, let me go ahead and retrieve that one from our other ones. So we have our composable import here. Then gonna put this here, and then going to also do it for our other guys. Okay. All right, now let me go ahead and check if everything is good. And can you guys able to see this all right? Okay, great. You guys are still able to see this. Okay. All right. Unresolved reference composable. Where is it saying that? Let me go ahead and let me see. Oh, I spelled it wrong. You gotta make sure you spell it right. So, all right, let me go ahead and do that. Inside the settings, inside the email, inside the home. All right, and let's go ahead and play this and see if that works. All right, so it's working. So, of course, you're not going to be able to see anything different yet because we haven't called these composables that I just created. So now we're going to add them to our bottom navigation.kt. And in order for us to be able to call these things, we're going to need a Nav Host for our nav controller here. This is commented out because this functionality is not added yet. But right now I'm going to go ahead and add this functionality. So inside our bottom nav.kt. And so basically what we need is our navigation host. So let me get that for you guys just really quick. So we need to declare a variable for our nav controller. So let me go ahead and do that. So this over here will be, this over here will be val nav nav controller. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do it camel case val nav controller, and that's gonna equal remember nav controller method. This is going to be the remember nav controller method. And then, so yeah, we're making our nav controller variable. And resolved remember nav controller. Let me see if I can go ahead and import that. So, alright, since we're using the remember nav controller, this should be the import for it. Alright, and let's see. Oh, let me see. Okay, so let me go ahead and do the window. Alright. It says unresolved reference. Okay, so we declared the nav controller here and imported this. Let me now run and see if this is working. Unresolved reference navigation. Actually, let me see if I can do this in a slightly different way. Let me go ahead and let me go ahead and do this. So this nav controller, instead of this, let's see if this is good. Unresolved reference navigation. Oh, let me see. There might be a dependency. Let me just get the like a Gradle dependency that I need here. Just really quick. Let me see. Let's try this. So I'm gonna go to my Gradle file. and the Gradle module file. And then inside my Gradle module file, I'm going to each project, the importing the Gradle can be in different formats, but since this is in this format, I'm pretty sure probably need it like this. Okay, so we have that, and then let me go ahead and sync. Let's see. Let me see if let me get the correct import. Just give me one moment to retrieve that. Going to get this. Then let me go ahead and try this again. So this value, well, or is it instead of val define, then instead of that, do that. Then let's do a sync. So getting the correct implementation added here for our Android navigation compose. All right, so yeah, make sure for this project you're gonna have to add this in order for us to use the navigation, the nav controller properly. All right, so let me go ahead and also run it just to make sure everything is good now. All right, so concerned about something here. Exception. Dependency, Android navigation requires libraries and applications that depend on it to compile against 34. App is compiled against 33. Okay, so it's compiled against 33. Let me see here. Compile SDK 33. Wonder if I can change this to 34. Let's check that out. Okay. And then let me run it just to see if everything's all right. Looks like everything checked out right there. So when I increase the SDK to 34, right here, the compile SDK inside the Gradle file, the module Gradle file, it seems to work just fine now. All right, let's go on back to our bottom navigation method, and now our nav controller is not complaining at us and it's working right now. So now since we have that, we need to add something called our Nav Host. So let me go ahead and get that for you guys. Just really quick here. So I'm going to get our Nav Host. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this guy. And then basically within our our bottom nav composable, I'm going to add a nav host here, and then the start destination will be home. And let's actually go ahead and call this our inside our composables, we named them screen. So let's go ahead and go back here to here. So this is going to call our home screen, and the second one was actually email. So this is going to call our email screen. So this guy is going to be email screen. And so this is the actual composable that's being called for that screen. So it should display anything that's inside this composable on the screen when it's routed to home. And then lastly, we are going to do settings. So basically we can copy that guy and then have our settings here. And then I'm gonna have settings. Okay, so now inside our Nav Host, we have our different composables that we're gonna call. And so now what we do is we go over here and we uncomment that, and this takes care on click. This takes care of displaying the composable that is routed to whatever title that we gave it. And so the start destination will be home. Okay, so this is the nav host that we had added. And now let me go ahead and test this and see how it goes here. Let me let me go ahead and switch the screen. Go ahead and switch the screen to display. Okay. We switch the screen to that. I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK to that. Then I'm gonna go ahead and here I'm gonna go ahead and run it. You can see the emulator. This is the old emulator, but let's see if everything compiles. Okay, it looks like it compiled. Okay, so this is our home screen where it says hello home. Then, oh, all right, so I hit the email one and it crashed. Let me see. Okay, also in these navigation items, I didn't change them accordingly. Alright, let's try that again. So, right here, I went ahead and made sure this one was email. Let's go ahead and try that again. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we have hello home. Let me click on this guy. Hello settings. And then this guy, hello email. Perfect. So that's what I wanted it to do. So in addition to having these buttons here, we also added the functionality on how you can add the composable screen so that you can have a base code to be able to switch from screen to screen with bottom navigation using Material 3 and Jetpack Compose, which it's pretty much I would say a clear example without the fluff and other confusing code to get in the way of the foundation of a bottom navigation screen. And thanks to Phillip Lackner, that created the code to display these buttons. Then I went ahead and took that code and added the nav functionality, the Nav Host, to be able to display the composables when the buttons are clicked. And so, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and release the source code for this one as well. And yeah, subscribe to my channel and like this video, comment on it. And yeah, check out Phillip Lackner's channel too. He's a pretty good Android developer YouTuber. And yeah, so this is Jay Coder, and hope you guys found this useful. And as always, I encourage you guys to stay